has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible, hanging out. The bad seed, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live from Bourbon Street in the French Quarter at Radio Road, Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, son, like you read about. And we're live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion shake up, along with the Tutty and Tater King himself, the rights holder to the Sheet of Integrity, the founder of the ILC podcast, the Put It With the Golf guru, Carver High this afternoon, ladies. Back in the Big Apple along with Luke. I am your father. Of course, Mafia is here with me in New Orleans. Our final day, our final show from SB 59 here at the Convention Center off the French Quarter. We were not able to get into G Fins, Carver High. We had to change up, and we went to the Red Fish Grill, had an amazing meal. Nevertheless, unfortunately, we were not able to get into the GW and changed path and went to this other place and partied there. So it is what it is. But we have eaten and drank ourselves into oblivion in New Orleans.
Are you saying that's because it was full? They wouldn't let you in, or what? Or
yes.
Did you not get over to? Wow, full crowd at
it was
GW
full.
Fins. Huh?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Full.
Well,
full.
When they're back there, I guess. 10, 15 years from now, you could try GW Fins the next time the Super Bowl rolls through New Orleans again. I don't know when that'll be, right? It used to be irregular, but now there's so many other places, Vegas, LA, etc., that get thrown in the mix now. It'll probably be a lot longer between trips down to Bourbon Street for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy city. I'll give you that. It's unique. It's certainly different, and they've had it here a bunch of times. I've been to it here before. I've been to the Super Bowl here. I've been to the NCAA basketball championship here. That building is very old. That's all there is to it, the Superdome. They've kept it immaculate, though, through the years. We were in it the other night for the media night, and I was just thinking about the history in that building is just crazy when you think about it. But I think the thing that stands out most to me about New Orleans is the food. It's just absolutely unbelievable. Like, everywhere you go, the food is just phenomenal. And the partying, the music, the jazz, just the street scene itself is like, I mean, only Vegas can compare to it, but it's a different kind of buzz. It's not like even Fremont Street, beautiful down, and then the Strip. I find that to be painful. That place, you go to the Strip, it's all tourists, and it's usually when we're there, it seems like it's 110 degrees, so it's misery. It's an oven, and then downtown is where all the idiots are. And flagrants, and I'm right about that too. Like, that scene down there is insanity 101, and then this place is more, lit from a standpoint of street partying. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's just people just throwing down outside at night. Like, you go outside the hotel, and it's vertigo. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, and I'm sure that last night it really started to kick up a notch, right? I'm sure as you get close towards the end of the week, Thursday night was nuts. I know you guys are all getting that down, but tonight's probably going to be madness down there on Bourbon Street. So you're probably getting out of town at the right time.
Yeah, listen, I got injuries. I got injuries. I'm beat up. I'm definitely beat up. I will admit, Mavi is very mad at me today because I ate too much last night. I do have I do have somewhat of a stomach situation going on as we speak.
Oh no!
From just eating too much last night. I think I got not only do I have a stomach ache right now, Frank has a. Frank, the engineer, he's sicker than a dog. Like, he had the all night long Montezuma's. He had it all going last night, the mouth and back door. He said he had it all going all night long, and I was like, "Don't touch me, Frank." Like, I think he may be coming down with the flu, Ferrall flu. I just have a possible. There might be a pit stop involved in this show where you have to take over because it's about 40 yards from here, the men's room, the header, and there might be a full sprint because I have a somewhat of a stomach ache as we speak. I'm trying to get through it with focus. I'm trying to stay focused.
Well, speaking of, if that happens, it happens. Speaking of getting through it. You made it through 2 full weeks of having to talk about the Chiefs and the Eagles again, more specifically the Chiefs again. But it's finally here. We finally get to Sunday, pain day, last one. Let's go. Get it on. You've probably heard everybody, who do you like? Who do you like in the game? Who do you like in the game? Who do you think's going to win? You've been doing that all week long, and now you're finally ready to put the ball in the air, and let's go here on Sunday.
Yeah. I think if you really look at the tape of the shows, you'll notice one of the things that never happened on my shows this week. Maybe some don't like the idea of it, but I never asked anyone who they liked in the game. I did not ask one guest a question about the Eagles and 49ers other than Donnie Rightside, who is an Eagles fan. I did not talk about the game with anyone because I don't know how many times I can say this. I don't care about it because I hate both teams. Like, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I've hated Philadelphia my whole life. And I worked in Philadelphia. I did the Eagles pregame show. I was number one on YSP in Philly forever. I was on Whip at one point. I lived there, and I still hate it. I'm a Pittsburgh kid. I hate Philadelphia, just so we're clear. And then I hate Kansas City even more, despite the fact that my aunt lives there, and she gives me the business, this hag, constantly giving me the business about the Chiefs and rubbing it in my face. Sick and tired of it. I don't care at all. In fact, there is potential for me to not watch that game Sunday. There is somewhat of a little bit of a potential for me to not watch it.
Nice.
I don't like. I mean, honestly, maybe I'll watch that Bob Dylan movie. I have no interest in these two teams whatsoever. I thought it was great that I made it the whole week without asking anybody a football question. In fact, I thought the interviews were very entertaining and funny and fantastic, and I thought we did a great job. Everybody here did a great job at SportsGrid. Mafia, Luke, all the engineers, Frank, Carl, everybody, Cardano, everyone that was involved, Sussman, everyone involved at SportsGrid. Great job from New Orleans, and I don't care about your stupid football game. Just so we're clear, this is the first time you'll ever hear me say that in my life. You've never heard me say that. This is the worst thing that could have ever happened. I told you this when the Bills were playing and when Washington was playing. If I end up with that, Eagles, Chiefs, I am not going to talk about it. I hate them.
You made it, though. You made it the whole way. We'll do that. We'll do a lot of stuff on the game on a Friday. We've got Josh Allen won the MVP, which is very exciting.
Yeah,
so we'll do all of that.
God bless him. I'm glad he won.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
want me to solve all this tush-push and fourth down malarkey that goes on with the officials? Here's a crazy idea. Get rid of the worst rule in the NFL, and that is forward progress. How about this? Where I knock your ass in the ground is where the ball goes, period. Let's end this whole conversation. Like, if I drop you back 4 yards, then you lost 4 yards. If we get rid of forward progress, this tush-push and everything else is taken care of. Where I put your tail on the ground is where the ball goes, end of conversation. It's the dumbest rule and the most arbitrary rule. The only thing that is a worse call in the NFL than forward progress is the punt that goes out of bounds when you watch the official walk down the sideline having absolutely no clue where that ball crossed over. All I can think of is that Price is Right game go do-de-do-de-do, do-de-do-de-do, as he's walking down the sideline, arbitrarily trying to figure out where the ball crossed over because he's got no clue.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
But is it just a matter of his contract, his age? I mean, usually things like this get fixed pretty quickly, but this one is not fixed, and now it's just super uncomfortable.
The opportunity or the idea of getting another team involved adds more complication to the situation, and it doesn't seem like a resolution is anywhere in sight, but the more suspensions come in, the more it's clear that the saga is over, or his time there is over.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I can't even tell you, Carver High, how much this thing drives me nuts in my head. Honestly, like, I want to kill myself. I can't even tell you. Like, it's driving me nuts right now. Honestly, I can't even put it in my ear right. Frank's got the flu. I can't put it in right. I don't even care anymore about this stupid thing. And I'm live, and I mean it. Like, I want everyone to see how much I'm suffering. This thing is like, you know what this reminds me of? And I can't even turn my head to the left. I really can't. I have to go like this. Is that you know when you put your dog out on the leash in the backyard, and the dog sees like a squirrel or something, and it chases after it, and it gets to the end of the chain length, and it snaps its head and yanks it back, and it falls and realizes that it's the end of the line. There's no more line, and he's not going to get the squirrel. That's what I got going here with this thing on my head. It's literally, if I even move an inch, it just jacks my ears back, cranks my ears back like I have nails in my skull. It is the worst. I'm not even complaining. I'm telling it like it is. It's that bad. Like it's really, honestly, I would rather have a 9 Glock in my mouth right now than this thing on my head.
I would have thought that by Friday, like it would be less painful because you would have had like the permanent indent in there by now, and you'd just be putting it in the same spot that shouldn't be bothering you as much as it has. But I guess I would have dents, like it would have a little indent in the side of you there, so you'd be okay.
And that they would have worn in better, and that it had worn into my, like, literally. It has not done that at all. It's just when I wear it for the 3 hours, it is pain day. I mean, it's, I saw Jameis Winston too, famous Jameis, and when I went by him, I went like this. I went, pain everywhere. That's what I got right now in my head. Pain everywhere.
Yeah, that's another guy who's been everywhere this week. Jameis Winston. I mean, the guy's right. He's been all over town doing things as their roving reporter. I am watching also, by the way, don't forget, what a beautiful day in Scottsdale, Arizona. I mean, it is just sun-soaked. The guy's got the short shirts on today, the short sleeves.
Whoa.
You can just tell it's perfect February Arizona weather for the Waste Management round number 2, and your boy Thomas Dietrich in the lead at 11 under right now.
Thomas Dimitrov with the lead.
Yeah, Alex Smalley 10 under. Tom Kim and Burger Time, Daniel Berger at 9 under as well, as the afternoon wave is just getting going here down at TPC Scottsdale. So everybody loves the Waste Management as well this afternoon. All right, let's start getting into some stuff for this game because, like you said, you've been having fun with everybody down there. We haven't spent a lot of time. We didn't hear from anybody this week. We got to at least do that on Friday heading into the game like we've done all year long on Fridays on C2C. So why don't we start on the Eagles side of things and get your boy Nick Sirianni in. Of course, being here, second time in the Super Bowl, lost the first one. He's in Philadelphia. He understands that there's some pressure on the Eagles to bring this thing home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to do everything we can possibly do to put ourselves in position this week to win the game. That means the way we prep, the way we prepare. There's always pressure in this game. Like, have you been to Philly?
Yeah. I mean,
have you been to
so
Philadelphia?
Funny. He's a funny guy.
Well, he spent a lot of time talking about that this week, too, about how much better he is with the media. Remember his first press conference? Everybody laughed at him. He said how he's come such a long way talking to the media and things like that over these last 4 years.
Well, you know what'll happen is that let's say they win. If they win the game, right? Let's say they win the game. They literally will. They'll still complain the entire Monday on the radio in Philadelphia. 99% of the callers will complain about the game, even if they win. Like, they won't have won by enough points. They won't have moved the ball enough for them. They won't have passed the ball enough for them. Barkley didn't do enough. The defense didn't do enough. The special teams didn't do enough. Sirianni didn't do enough. They'll find a way to turn Monday into Misery Monday and complain and cry and whine, and then at the same time they'll have time to talk about the beginning of a dynasty with the Eagles in Philly. Like, so, dynasty and then complaining. That's what they do. They're the worst. They are the craziest, like, I think, dumbest fans in sports. I have never seen anything like it. Like, I have never in my life seen a town. It's a great sports town. Meanwhile, all they do is cry and whine and complain. And everything's the end of the earth, the end of the world, the end of the world. It's the end of the world. And they're never happy, never satisfied. It's always blame this, blame that. Get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. Fire this guy, fire that guy. And then I always go back to the guy that screamed at the woman, the Packer fan, called her a C word for 4 hours and lost his career and job and life and had to. I mean, basically, the guy has to move from Philadelphia and leave there for the rest of his life because of what he did to that woman. So that's when I think of Philadelphia, I think of him. He's the fan I think of the most because he epitomizes that city. He really does, doesn't he? Like, he's the face of Philadelphia sports fan. He's the poster child for the fans in Philly.
You know what they'll say: a couple bad apples doesn't spoil the whole bunch. It doesn't speak for everybody.
Yeah, it does.
In that town, yeah, it does. In that town, yeah, it does. That's it. When you do that, you're done with. All right, I will. We'll run through the rest of them when we come back. I just gave you the coaches and the quarterbacks. So Hurts, Reed, and Mahomes, and then I'll give you some numbers, and then I have today's props, which will be the customary Friday touchdown picks for today's props. So we will have the touchdown selections for this Sunday's game here in the opening hour of C2C today as well.
That's perfect. I mean, we got it all going on today. The last day, the last day.
best dressed guy, let me tell you, next to me in terms of Radio Row. I want to get your thoughts quickly on the game, Philly and KC. How do you see it playing out?
You know, obviously you got Patrick Mahomes, who just finds a way to win. Then you got on the other side of the table an alien, and Barkley. I mean, he's had an incredible year.
Right.
I think whoever has the balls last is going to win the football game.
Only on SportsGrid.
I have no idea how to categorize what Mavericks GM Nico Harrison pulled off, Joe. All I know is that he shipped off Luka Doncic without telling Luka about it.
If you thought conditioning was a problem for Luka, wait till you get a load of Anthony Davis tripping over air and then missing 40 games because he's like Glass Joe's.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Carver, hi. I didn't tell you that I went to the foot reflexology shop last night before dinner. So from, 10 after 6 to local time to 10 after 7 local time, I went to the foot massage palace, and I had an hour-long foot massage, deep tissue foot massage. I mean to tell you, this chick was, it was like violent femmes. I mean, this chick was cranking my feet like no other. Like, she was really going to work on it and just digging into my feet and calves. I mean, it was unbelievable. I don't know if my feet feel better or if they feel worse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so intense. This foot massage was so intense, 30 minutes on each foot and leg. I mean, by the time she was done with my left leg, I was in agony. And then she went to work on my right leg, and I was literally almost crying. Like, this chick was like a man. She had hands like a Serena Williams forehand. I mean, this chick was literally just destroying my feet. But I actually don't have foot pain today based on the foot massage. So I think I actually benefited from it. It was expensive. When I went in, when I went by, I said to the guy, how much? 40 minutes, how much? He told me it was $48. Then the minute you go in there, they start working on your shoulders and your feet, and they start giving you a massage, and then the guy stops. Then he comes up to you with his phone. He's got the add-ons. He's got the calculator out, and he's like telling you how, he said to me, your shoulder's so tight. And I went, no, they aren't. Get her off of my shoulders. Take her out of my shirt. Done with that. I'm here for my feet. I play basketball. My feet are killing me. How many times I got to tell you? Feet. I need my feet done. He goes, 75. I said, you said it was 48. Hour. And I said, all right, I'll give you $75, not a penny more. And I'll give her $20 tip. So I'm not spending more than $100 in this place, or I'm going to start beating people's asses. The guy goes, we go feet only 60. I go, all right. Then I put my headphones on, and I got Take Me Away Calgon. I had this chick just giving me. I took a picture of her, too. I won't post it publicly because I'll probably get sued. I got this Asian chick giving me like she's just giving me the business, Carver. Honestly, when I got up and left, I almost tipped over.
Yeah, you can't
I'm not
post
gonna
that
release
one.
that.
Keep that under the lid. Don't put that. You don't want to release that information out to the public. No, but that's good. You needed that. You were saying yesterday that you had to go and make that
I was
stop.
in agony.
So you were able to take care of it.
Do you know who I walked with yesterday You know who I walked with yesterday? The entire trip back to the hotel, I walked with my boy. You remember Schwartzy, Jeff Schwartz? You remember him?
Jeff Schwartz.
The lineman, the NFL lineman.
Oh, Jeff Schwartz. Yes, of course. Oh, so there you go. You had a little fun with Jeff on the walk back? Good.
Well,
Good.
I did. We had a lot of laughs because, he's a big boy, big NFL lineman, so he's enormous, and he loves to eat. And, you start talking food with this guy, he starts sweating and salivating. He had like frothing at the mouth. I literally talked food with him in restaurants, and he started foaming at the mouth because he just loves to talk about food.
He's hungry.
The guy was he's hungry.
Like you said, you're in a great place for food. I'm upset that you didn't get into fins. That bothers me that you didn't get into GW fins. I should have told you about it earlier in the week. It would have been lighter
funny
on
is that
Monday
your boy,
or Tuesday. So
your boy JJ went there last night, I think.
He went to GW fins? I'm going to have to ask him about that. I'm going to have to find out what that was all about. All right, so we do need to get this in. I don't think I have time, Luke, to squeeze Jalen Hurts in.
Oh, God, I
before
ruined
I go. It's all right. Nobody needs to
ruin
hear from
everything.
Jalen Hurts anyway. He's boring. How about we come back? Let's make it
boring.
simple. Let's come back and just hear from Mahomes because he's all that matters, really. I'll give you some Mahomes numbers. Apparently, the sickness that was running through the Eagle locker room is okay now. Jalen Carter and several members of the Philadelphia defense are going to be 100% by Sunday, so you don't have to worry about that. We're on Carter for that 3.5 tackles and assists, so we better be 100% when he gets out there on Monday. Yes. So we'll do all that.
I put a bocce jinx on both teams, as you know, and I remember I said publicly I hope that they all get diarrhea, and it worked.
Best dressed guy, let me tell you, next to me in terms of Radio Row. I want to get your thoughts quickly on the game, Philly and KC. How do you see it playing out?
Obviously you got Patrick Mahomes, who just finds a way to win. Then you got on the other side of the table an alien, and Barkley. He's had an incredible year.
Right.
I think whoever has the balls last is going to win the football game.
Only on SportsGrid.
I have no idea how to categorize what Mavericks GM Nico Harrison pulled off, Joe. All I know is that he shipped off Luka Doncic without telling Luka about it.
If you thought conditioning was a problem for Luka, wait till you get a load of Anthony Davis tripping over air and then missing 40 games because he's like Glass Joe's.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. One of the things that I've noticed about the
many years I've done this, 30 years of doing the Super Bowl Radio Row, is that the best part of it is when it ends. Honestly, it's like, I can't even tell you, like, everyone here looks so strung out and so fat and so drunk, hungover from partying in this town. You can't have it in a place. This is such an alcoholic swill, this city. Like, New Orleans is just eat and get drunkville. I mean, it really is. I don't even think people go and listen to jazz music. They just drink and eat. That's it. And party and walk around and look at idiots. And then when you go to the Radio Row, everybody is in a great mood, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then by Friday, everybody's in a foul mood and they just want it to end. And then they just want the game to start. So what do you got, Carver High? Mahomes? Your boy, Mahomie?
Mahomes, your boy here. Let's get to him at least, and then we'll get to some numbers for the game. Of course, they're going for 3 in a row. A lot of people have been a part of it. Mahomes looks completely frustrated because he's actually had to do like 900 interviews this week because it's Super Bowl week. Here we go.
It's still fun. I mean, every Super Bowl is its own experience, but I think more than anything, it's just preparing because you know the process. You know what it takes throughout the week, and it gives you more experience and more calm where you're not worried, and you just continue to work to be the best version of yourself you can be and learn from your previous Super Bowls, and hopefully you can play even better in the game when you get out there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Listen,
sure.
I can guarantee you the one thing is that they never get sick of being the center of attention. So if you're not at the Super Bowl, if you're not playing in the Super Bowl, then nobody wants to hear from you. When you're still doing interviews in early February, it means you're in business and you're playing for a Super Bowl ring. So this guy, I don't think he gets sick of doing these Super Bowl interviews at all. He does millions of them. He'd rather be here than sitting at home trying to figure out who robbed his house.
Well, it's not the same guys. Didn't they catch the guys who robbed Burrow's house? Didn't they get those guys? So I thought it was the same crew.
But did you see those idiots? They posted videos and pictures of all of them wearing the stolen jewelry and even the Gucci hat. And they one of them was giving the finger in the picture, like, F you, we got all your stuff. And then meanwhile, it's like it was a poster for who did it. Like, it was like they had all of them in the same room with all the stolen jewelry and all the stolen stuff. And they were all wearing it and saying, look, I did it. They were all arrested and screwed. And now they're all going to jail. Nice job, morons.
Yeah, not smart. Let's just say that. Not smart on their part. Mahomes in the playoffs, as we know, very good. How about 17-3, 6,100 yards, 50 total touchdowns, a 105.8 passer rating. He's 14-6 against the spread with all of that as well. I mean, look at that. Look at these playoff numbers. How are you supposed to beat this guy? Absolutely sick.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line is I hope Philly beats them, but I don't think they will. I hope they do.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it. It's not my problem. I don't have any bones in this, so have at it. I hope Philly wins. I could care less because I hate him too. But this guy's he's unbeatable.
Now, this is, of course, still 1.5. Here you go. Mahomes as a small favorite, which is 3 points or less. 4-0 against the spread. Win. Whenever he's had this number, less than 3 points, he's won every time, covered every time, obviously. So that's how it goes. When the game is tight, he usually wins it. Your boy Patrick Mahomes. And that's still 1.5. I have seen a couple of shops tweeting that they've gone to Pick'em, which, Pick'em and 1.5 is obviously a little bit of a difference, but I still have 1.5 on where I'm looking, and 48.5 as the total for this game on Sunday.
Well, I don't know how you bet against him, right? Like, so This guy's going down as one of the greats of all time. He's going to be, if he wins, it'll be his 4th. He'll be 3 away from Brady. Then again, Brady beat him. Not only did Brady beat him, Brady kicked his ass. What was it, 31-9 or something?
Yeah,
so
they crushed him.
He's lost one, but he wins, and he's going for another one. And bottom line is, he always gets it done. You saw the numbers, so and yesterday you showed me the map of everyone betting on Philly, like 95% of the country betting on Philly. I mean, sportsbooks are just going to clean up if Kansas City wins.
It certainly seems that way at this point. Yeah, I think the game, out of all the numbers in terms of the regular stuff for the game, I like the under more than anything. The under 48.5. I want the Eagles to win, but I'm not stupid. I know how it goes with this guy. So I think it's a very dangerous game to play, as you just said, to try to bet against Patrick Mahomes in a big game. Now, I hope it's like that Brady game. If you remember, the Tampa defense, they made Mahomes' life a living hell that night in that Super Bowl. And that's what this Eagle defense has to do on Sunday. All these young guys, Carter and everybody else, they got to make Mahomes' life a living hell, and that's how they win the game.
It's the same thing I've always said to you. If you want to win, kill the quarterback.
Kill the quarterback.
If you knock him on his ass a few times, rough him up, sack him, ragdoll him, step on him, stomp him, roll on him, anything at all to make this guy's life miserable, that's the only way you can beat him. You got to snap his neck. Bottom line. If you let this guy run around and do his thing, he's going to win. If you take him down and you keep him down, they're beatable.
No mercy, sweep the leg. That's how it goes. As far as the MVP for Sunday, obviously Mahomes is the guy. And I think I said this to you 2 weeks ago, and I'll just say it again. We haven't talked about it much. If the Chiefs win, it's going to be Mahomes. I wouldn't waste any time with anyone else on the Chiefs. But on the Eagles, you have some other. Barkley, Hurts, maybe someone else a little further down the line. But I don't think you can go with anybody besides Mahomes on the Chiefs.
I saw people saying A.J. Brown at 35-1 is a nice payout. But, I mean, how many catches could he possibly have in a game? I mean, really, what is he going to have? 10 catches? If he has 10 catches and 2 touchdowns, then maybe. But the bottom line is, if you ask me, it's going to be those top 3, no matter what. Mahomes, Barkley, or Hurts. That'll be it.
I think it's very tough to get outside of that triple right there. The most bet player props going into this Sunday. Dallas Goedert over 49.5 for the receiving yards. Mahomes over 5.5 rushing attempts. Barkley over 112 rushing yards. Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. And Goddard over 4.5 receptions. Goddard's been very popular with bettors.
Yeah, I think Goddard will have 5 catches. I think Barkley, everybody says he's not going to go over the number because Kansas City's defense is so good. I think Barkley will go way over that number. I really do, because I think if they're smart, they'll run Barkley down their throats. Just keep giving him the ball, and eventually he's going to break one. Every game, literally in the last 2 months, he had 2 games with 70-yard rushing touchdowns. 2 of them. 2 games where he had 2 of them. And then he had the 60-yard touchdown run. I think he's going to break one off again at 50 or more.
Best dressed guy, let me tell you, next to me in terms of Radio Row. I want to get your thoughts quickly on the game, Philly and KC. How do you see it playing out?
You know, obviously you got Patrick Mahomes, who just finds a way to win. Then you got on the other side of the table an alien and, Barkley. I mean, he's had an incredible year.
Right.
I think whoever has the balls last is going to win the football game.
Only on SportsGrid.
I have no idea how to categorize what Mavericks GM Nico Harrison pulled off, Joe. All I know is that he shipped off Luka Doncic without telling Luka about it.
If you thought conditioning was a problem for Luka, wait until you get a load of Anthony Davis tripping over air and then missing 40 games because he's like Glass Joe.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Wow, I think it's time for Carver High's SB 59 Sheet of Integrity Tutty picks. I can feel it. It's time.
You're right. It is time. We have done 5 props a day this entire week, Super Bowl week. And that, of course, culminates with what we always do on Fridays the entire NFL season. Tutties for Sunday, tutties for the big game. Let's do it. Of course, we give you a first touchdown scorer always. I am going to go, Scotty, with Jalen Hurts for the first touchdown at 6-1. Of course, always play the first touchdown scorers as an anytime as well. 6-1 for Jalen Hurts. Next, Travis Kelce. I just believe he's always a part of these enormous games. Plus 125 for him to find the end zone for the Chiefs. I think Devonta Smith, me and you have talked about him all week long. Plus 230 for Smith to find the end zone. Dallas Goedert is going to play a big role in this game, and plus 310 will take a shot there. And if you look, Scotty, at all these Chiefs Super Bowls over the past 6 years, there's always a guy further down the board who has scored in all their Super Bowls. Whether it was last year, it was Hardman, Sky Moore 2 years ago in this game against the Eagles. I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins because I think he's getting a little left out here, and he's a great price at plus 650. But I think one of, whether it's Watson, Hopkins, Noah Gray, one of these oddball guys always scores for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins.
I love it at that price, and, he's not a guy that I think drops targets. This guy, you throw him the ball, he's going to catch it. I don't understand, frankly, why they got him if they're not going to use him. When he first got him, Mahomes was throwing to him immediately when he first started playing for the Chiefs. Why have they not been throwing to this guy is amazing to me. So I think you're right. I think that you haven't seen him getting a rock, so everybody assumes that he's not getting the ball and targets and any balls thrown his way. And I'll bet he's thrown 2 on Sunday.
Yeah, and all it takes is one. Might be the only catch he gets. Just like I told you about the 40 yards the other day. He might get the 40 yards on one catch. He might get the touchdown on one catch. But I just have a feeling DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a little bit of a stamp on this game at some point. So there you go, the tutties for this week. And I will let you know, I'm going to tweet out tonight and again Sunday morning all the props from this week. I've got them all. We'll put them back out, make sure everybody's got them, all the props that we picked all week long for each day, 5 props a day. We'll get those back out so everybody can make sure that they follow along. All right, and I can't leave you without this. I know you love this. I mean, the Gatorade color. You got to give me the Gatorade color here. Come on, let's throw a dart. Everyone's on lime at plus 250. Purple's gotten the last 2 years with the Chiefs. Let's go deep here. Let's take the red at 650 or the blue at 650. Let's go down the board.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the shot right there, the orange at 4-1.
4-1.
They look orange. Their uniforms are red and they got the yellow, the orange. Why not? I'm going to go with 4-1. Oh, so yellow is a 250. Yeah. Does that look orange to you or yellow that shot?
I think that this is why I don't bet the Gatorade color, because I think that there's too much gray area in what's yellow and what's orange. So we'll go with the orange, and we'll hopefully that'll cash. But I'm going to take a red shot as well at plus 650. So I'm going to make sure that I get myself there. All right, there you go, the Gatorade. Everybody loves that prop at the Super Bowl. Last night, NFL honors Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, and Sterling Sharp. So no Eli, Scotty, of course, in his first year. I know that's been the big talking point for everybody. And let me tell you, he's going to have a hard time the next few years because you've got guys like Drew Brees, Big Ben, Brady, all these guys coming the next few years that are probably going to get in before Eli.
Well, I mean, at some point he's got to get into the Hall of Fame, right? Like this guy, twice he brought down the Kings. He beat the Patriots. Not only that, he beat them when they were had a perfect record, and everybody was talking about them running the tables and winning every single game. And he beat them then. That's enough to get you in. You beat him twice. That's enough to get you in. Obviously, today I saw the big topic was, well, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Well, so what? Like, I think he just wants to get into the Hall of Fame, and I think that inevitably it'll happen.
I think that inevitably it'll happen as well down the line. They've changed the way they do the voting too. It's kind of silly, and now only 4. Usually they put like 5 or 6 in every year, but now it's down to that. All right, NFL awards. Everyone was like surprised that Josh Allen won. Josh Allen had an awesome year. He was the MVP of the NFL, and he won the award. I kept seeing these headlines. Shocking result. There's nothing shocking about it. Allen was the MVP this year. That's basically what it comes down to. I thought he gave a great speech. I thought he was awesome. I know it's my guy, so whatever. I'm going to say that either way. But I thought Allen was great last night. He was all over that thing. He won a whole bunch of stuff. Air, ground, player of the year, friendliest player. He had all sorts of nonsense. Patrick Surtain won the defensive player of the year, Barkley offense. Kevin O'Connell won the coach of the year. You knew Jaden Daniels would win, Jared Verse, and Joe Burrow won the comeback player of the year. I think that's like the second or third time Burrow's won comeback player of the year?
Yeah, who won the defensive? Was it Hutchinson?
Patrick Surtain won the from the Broncos, won the defensive player of the year. The corner.
Wow.
So Watt finished fourth. Watt came in fourth. In the
they don't like the voters don't like the Watt brothers. That's pretty obvious now. After they've shafted him a few times, but I thought he really tailed off at the end of the year. The playoff game, he didn't have a single tackle. I thought he played terrible. It is what it is, and I'll say this: I was actually happy for Josh winning that MVP because I thought everybody and their brother thought Lamar Jackson was going to get it. And when I saw that pop up that he had won that, I was like, yeah.
Let's talk about Philly and Kansas City. They're here again 2 out of the last 3 years. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I'm a big Andy Reid fan, and it's hard to go against what he's been able to accomplish. That being said, there's a lot of storylines in this game. You know, you look at Saquon and what he's been able to do this year.
Crazy.
It's wild. But if he's able to do what he's done throughout the playoffs, they'll be hard to beat.
Only on SportsGrid.
You want me to solve all this tush-push and fourth down malarkey that goes on with the officials? Here's a crazy idea. Get rid of the worst rule in the NFL, and that is forward progress. How about this? Where I knock your ass in the ground is where the ball goes, period. Let's end this whole conversation. Like, if I drop you back 4 yards, then you lost 4 yards. If we get rid of forward progress, this tush-push and everything else is taken care of. Where I put your tail on the ground is where the ball goes, end of conversation. It's the dumbest rule and the most arbitrary rule. The only thing that is a worse call in the NFL than forward progress is the punt that goes out of bounds when you watch the official walk down the sideline having absolutely no clue where that ball crossed over. All I can think of is that Price is Right game go do-de-do-de-do, do-de-do-de-do, as he's walking down the sideline, arbitrarily trying to figure out where the ball crossed over because he's got no clue.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They got the heavy hitters getting involved with this Fox broadcast on Sunday, Carver High.
Yeah, I know that you won't be watching it, and neither will I, but apparently Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise are going to be involved in this pregame show on Fox. So God bless and good luck for everybody who's going to tune in. Are they going to do a Mission Impossible skit? Like, what are they doing in the pregame show?
Maybe maybe Tom will jump off the Superdome.
That's possible. You know, he's got a lot of stunt history in all the films that he's made, so it's very possible. The NFL makes it official. We knew this already. The Steelers are going to play in Dublin next year.
Here we go.
They will play at Croke Park in Dublin. Now, we were hoping it would be the Bills. They didn't announce who they're playing, but the word on the street is that the Packers are the team that the Steelers are going to play in Dublin. Nothing official, though. Not official. So
I'll never forget losing to them in the Super Bowl. Screw them.
Screw them indeed. And your boy Glaze, who you talked to the other day, Jay Glazer, said he does not think Russell Wilson will be back with the Steelers. Good, as you would probably say. Good. You don't want him back.
What a revelation. My dog knew that.
Won't be back for the Steelers. So there you go. With some other NFL notes that I have for you. Okay, I have a bunch of NBA stuff, and then I got to get you tonight's games. First of all, Lakers beat the Warriors last night. How'd LeBron do? 42, 17, and 8? How old is that guy? 42, 17, and 8? I mean...
He's 24.
He's a freak, dude. He's just an absolute freak, LeBron. It's amazing what he does.
Yeah. I mean, you can't stop him.
Can't stop him. Jimmy Butler was introduced as a member of the Warriors before the game. Jimmy is ready to get back to playing basketball.
For myself, I'm so happy to be playing basketball again, honestly.
Finally.
Before an organization like this one,
Jimmy Cancer.
With some hellified talent that we have, I'm glad that I get the opportunity to get here and help get us to winning and do something special. I think that's why I'm here. And I will do my best to do what everybody wants, and that's to win a championship. I mean it.
Yeah, sure. You got so many rings.
120 million didn't help either. 120 million was helpful also.
He's got so many championships. I mean, he's automatic. Jimmy Cancer, I'm going to call him from now on. What a chunk of lymphoma that guy is. What a home wrecker. Honestly, team destroyer. Honestly, he's the worst. I am not a fan of his act. I mean, he burns the whole village, kills the women and children.
I think it's going to drive Steph nuts, too. There's no way Steph's happy with that, with having that guy around. It's going to drive him up a wall. Luka is expected to make his Laker debut now Monday against the Jazz. So we'll talk about that on Monday when you get home. We'll talk about Luka playing Monday night.
Why not have a big game against the lowly Jazz? He'll have a big night.
It's a good way to get your feet wet. That's a nice team. They thought he might play tomorrow against the Pacers, but that's not going to happen. They're going to wait it out until Monday, it seems like. Mavs beat the Celtics last night. Nice win by the Mavs.
I told you. The whole team was out and they would win.
Whole team was out. T-Wolves beat the Rockets by 13. Nuggets destroyed the Magic. How about Portland again? I mean, you got to be kidding me with the Blazers. They do it as a favorite now, winning by 6.
They covered in 11 straight. They've covered 11 straight games.
11 straight covers, and they've won 10 out of 11 straight, straight up. So they have been on an unbelievable tear. And Pacers with the win at the Intuit over the Clippers. Nice job by the Pacers getting involved.
We called that
there.
one too.
We did. Forget this NBA All-Star rosters. We'll do that when's the game? Next week, I guess. Next weekend they're going to do all that.
All right.
I'll give you those rosters next week. I have to let you get your thoughts on the Nets are going to buy out Ben Simmons today, and there's actually teams that want to sign him, like the Cavs and the Clippers. All these teams want to sign Ben Simmons to their squad.
Honest to Christ, who in their right mind wants this guy? He is so worthless. I mean, he is just absolutely shot. Go back to Australia. Become a tennis pro or something. Go to the Bondi Beach. Leave. You suck.
To solve all this tush-push and fourth down malarkey that goes on with the officials, here's a crazy idea. Get rid of the worst rule in the NFL, and that is forward progress. How about this? Where I knock your ass in the ground is where the ball goes, period. Let's end this whole conversation. If I drop you back 4 yards, then you lost 4 yards. If we get rid of forward progress, this tush-push and everything else is taken care of. Where I put your tail on the ground is where the ball goes. End of conversation. It's the dumbest rule and the most arbitrary rule. The only thing that is a worse call in the NFL than forward progress is the punt that goes out of bounds when you watch the official walk down the sideline having absolutely no clue where that ball crossed over. All I can think of is that Price is Right game go do-de-do-de-do, do-de-do-de-do, as he's walking down the sideline, arbitrarily trying to figure out where the ball crossed over because he's got no clue.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Is it just a matter of his contract, his age? Usually things like this get fixed pretty quickly, but this one is not fixed, and now it's just super uncomfortable.
The opportunity or the idea of getting another team involved adds more complication to the situation, and it doesn't seem like a resolution is anywhere in sight, but the more suspensions come in, the more it's clear that the saga is over, or his time there is over.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.